video might be a lot shorter because I'm starting to get very hungry. I've not eaten at all today. It's starting to get to me. And I feel like I just yapped a lot last video, which usually once I hit my like word count for the day, which is very low, I get quiet. So it's gonna be hard for me to think of more stuff to talk about, but I'm gonna try. You should let me know down in the comments if you guys also ride and stuff, what area you're in, and if your riding season started back up yet or if it never ended. I went to Florida in December, and there was so many bikes out, which was so confusing because I would hear Christmas music and then 5 minutes later hear a bike ride past me and be in shorts and very warm and stuff. So it was kind of confusing because to me, living up north my whole life, anytime I hear Christmas music, I'm automatically assuming it's going to be freezing cold outside. But obviously in Florida it's not. So I was jealous of all the people riding because I couldn't. But it was nice to see people out enjoying the weather and being out on the bikes and stuff. So like if you're in a warm area where you get to ride all year round, that's awesome. I'm glad you get to do that. I am a little jealous, and I hope someday I get to ride all year round, but for right now I gotta deal with the winters. I did get promoted to supervisor at my job, so there's also that. So I'm gonna have a lot more responsibility now. The reason that came up is because I was thinking of like how this year I had a gap over the winter, whereas before I didn't. And that was because during the summer I wasn't working, so I had plenty of time to go riding and make videos. I could make 3 or 4 a day because I didn't have anywhere to be, which was nice. And YouTube basically became my job, unpaid job. I still have yet to make $1 from YouTube, so it kind of became like a free job. So I just put a lot of time and effort into that. That way you guys didn't have a gap over the winter, and that's why I got to the point where I was posting 3 videos a week because I was constantly making them. But this year I wasn't able to do that because I spent my whole summer at work, and I would go riding when I could. It'd be very nice if I could get paid from YouTube, especially enough to like be able to pay bills, because then I could really focus on this full time and have tons of videos for you guys and stuff like that. But until that happens, I gotta work a normal job, which takes time away. Obviously I can't go riding and stuff like that. Oh, my gas was down 1 bar for like 20 minutes and now it's full again. And now it went back down. All right. Interesting. These mirrors are nice. I'm used to my cheap R6 mirrors that I put on. Bad idea. Another example of you get what you pay for, and don't cheap out on stuff because they don't stay in place. They got loose, and now every little bump I hit, they move and stuff, and I have to constantly fight with them and adjust them. So that's why I went back to the stock ones. I don't think the stock ones look very good on my year of R6. I think they're too rounded, too big and like rectangular shape. They're a round rectangle, and I don't like it, but they at least stay in place and let me see behind me, which is what's important, that they actually do their job. So I put those ones back on, but these mirrors are nice. They haven't moved at all. I got a nice view. You can see behind me pretty well. I like Kawasaki stock mirrors. I like the shape of them and stuff. They look good. Nice and sharp. My ZX-10 mirrors are nice because they have the turn signals built in. These ones do not. They have the turn signals on the sides, which makes taking these mirrors off very easy. But usually that's not something you want to have to do with your bikes. You don't want to have to do that often, so that shouldn't really matter if it's easy. My butt's starting to hurt from the seat, I will be honest. I also don't really have one, so my butt hurts pretty quickly on car rides. So take that with a grain of salt. The seat might be very comfortable, but when you are as flat as me in the back, most seats are uncomfortable pretty quickly. My back is quite comfortable. My arms are comfortable. They're not asleep. I don't feel very strained at all or anything. I just have a sore bottom. So I mean, that's pretty good. It's a very comfortable bike. Would be nicer for long trips than any of my other bikes. Make sure the horn still works. Good. Lovely. I can't believe I was dumb enough to overlook that. Knowing it was front end damage and the whole headlight assembly was gone and stuff, it never crossed my mind to be like, make sure the horn still works. Because I guess I never really thought about it even getting damaged in the first place. Like, you just assume like, oh yeah, the vehicle has a horn. So I never thought to check it. And then the one day, thank God I did. The one day I was like, when I get a regular inspection, they always check the horn. So I'm sure with an enhanced one, they're definitely going to check that, right? So I tried it just to double check and got nothing. Found out it was indeed broken. It was very damaged from the wreck. But like, if I would have thought of that months ago. So I'm a little frustrated with myself for that. Very frustrated with myself. But I mean, now I know from now on, check the horn too. I was like, first thing I'm doing from now on, as soon as they drop that bike down into the truck bed at Copart, just honking the horn. If there's battery power and stuff, just give the horn a quick little test. That way I know from the start. Because then I would have known while the bike was apart, before I put the headlight assembly back, all that stuff, and I could have ordered that too. But instead I just put everything back on around it without even thinking about it, and then realized it didn't work. So I had to take it all back off. Very frustrating. Let's do a quick little fourth gear pull. Okay. Yeah, it's fast. That was in fourth gear, like 75% throttle, not even full throttle, and it picked up that quickly. Sounded amazing too. I'm gonna do that again just because I like that sound so much. In fourth gear. Oh. Beautiful. And that, if you're wondering what that orange blinking light was, up here, wherever it was, if you're wondering what that was, that's the light telling me I need to shift up, because I am only in fourth. So the bike does that when it wants you to shift. There's a deer way out there in that field, but yeah, that's what that light was. I look like a Z1000, I believe. Could be wrong, for sure. I don't know the naked styles of bikes, but kind of look like a Z1000 to me. I did try to switch jobs, and it would have been in the area I used to post videos in and live in. During college, when I was in college, I used to post a lot more often and go riding on the back roads and stuff. So it was going to be in that area, which would have been really good for the channel, because I have better places to ride. I can go more often and stuff. Like, it's much easier to go riding in that area, and I have back roads and more scenic routes and stuff, and I knew the area, so I could have just picked up and went on fun rides instead of having traffic every time. But ended up getting denied that job. So for the foreseeable future, I'll still be in the same area, unfortunately, because I'm not a fan of where I live. I'm not a fan of the drivers or the roads in that area, but it's my current situation. Gotta have a job, unfortunately. As much as I would love for YouTube to be my job, it currently does not pay me, so yeah, but I believe I already discussed that this video. I'm just grateful that it's an absolutely beautiful day. It's not raining on us, which is very nice. Got a beautiful sky and stuff, and can actually enjoy the weather and get this bike here in one piece. No issues, hopefully. It's going very well so far, and I'm thankful for that. I'm wearing full gear from head to toe. I got the helmet, gloves, and I have on MBT clothing with the padded stuff. I got padded elbows, the back pad. I got padded knees, hip pads. All kinds of like gear on, which is good. That's how you normally should ride. But the reason I was saying that is because I have all this stuff on, and yet I'm still very comfortable, which is nice. Like, I'm not sweating, I'm not too hot or anything, and I'm not cold either. Perfect temperature. It's an absolutely beautiful day to do this. So, very excited about that. This bike's got 14,050 miles on it, which is not much at all. So that's good. The only real issue or concern with selling it is the R title. That's usually what throws people off. But really, the only thing the R title prevents that I'm aware of is full coverage. You can't get like full collision coverage on a bike on any vehicle with an R title. But I mean, I personally don't have that anyways, because I couldn't exactly afford it. So I just have like the bare minimum insurance, like liability and stuff like that. So I mean, as far as I know, that's the only real issue with the R title. Which, yeah, it's nice to have full coverage on a vehicle if you can, but it's not 100% necessary. So you technically do get cheaper insurance with an R title. But that's usually what throws people off a bit, and then it causes them to try to lowball you too. Oh, it's an R title, you should drop even more money off of that than you already did. No, I priced it accordingly to it being an R title. If it wasn't an R title, I would be asking for significantly more. So there is that frustration with buying and fixing bikes like I do, is 9 times out of 10 they're going to have an R title. I would like to find one that doesn't, but those are kind of rare, and they usually obviously sell for a lot higher too at the auction. But ideally, the next one will have a clean title. And I just got the notification on my camera that I only have 10% battery, so it's about to die. So I'm probably just going to wrap this up now, and then I'll let it record until it dies, just in case. But I feel like this is going to be long. I feel like I talked a lot. So I'm good with wrapping it up here. I'm about 15-20 minutes out from dropping it off anyways, so pretty good timing. I'll try to do a pull up here and then wrap it out, but close it out, I mean. Thank you guys for watching this. I appreciate it, as always. Appreciate all the support and the likes and stuff. Thank you for that. And for helping the channel to continue to grow and do well. Here. Yeah, it's a little fast. It's a little fast. Like I said, that's 70% throttle at most. Not even getting it full throttle, so this thing's pretty fast. which is nice. Pretty quick. I'm not sure what it'll top out at. Considering it's a 1000, I'm going to guess around like the 180 mark. 175, 180. Lower since it's a sport touring kind and not like a sport bike. But it'll still definitely get up there. So, yeah, I really like this bike. But again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I appreciate you watching. If you leave a like, thank you very much. And I will see you in the next one, which will hopefully be riding this home with a full inspection complete. But until then, I'll see you guys later.